very sudden marriage of the kid. A marriage that was supposed to secure an alliance, and it wasn't until the Izai decided their alliance with the Asakura was stronger than the one with the Oda that it fell apart. As far as I know, it's not that the relationship between the clans deteriorated, really, just that ties were cut in a damn hurry. By the way, if years have passed since the marriage and the battle against the Saito, then why the hell does the girl look like she hasn't aged at all? Characters like Yukimura and certainly Shingen can get away with years passing and nothing really changing about them. But Oichi's design looks to be at an age where a few years should make a big difference. Don't apologize to her, apologize to the international audience. Lovingly hugging a kid that young looking when you look at least close to being an adult is downright unsettling. And just which part of it feels like folly to you? I know this is Oichi's campaign and the stories focus on her, but it's like Nobunaga and No are ignoring the fact that Nagamasa did betray them. I'm not saying that they shouldn't focus on the awkward feelings Oichi has in fighting people she was fighting for in the previous few missions, just that even with the text before the mission started, this feels like it lacks enough context to have too much of an impact. Anyone who doesn't already know Japanese history and is playing this game, which is a massive percentage of the international audience for this internationally released game, is going to be completely confused here. Confusion that the Yukimura and Hanzo campaigns managed to avoid. Sure, there were details omitted on the various reasons behind various battles in their campaigns, but it never felt downright jarring. It just feels strange. There's a big difference between the omissions in the previous campaigns. Yeah. Great. Yeah, let's just move on. Oh, hi there, Ieyasu. Did you know running through a stream that shallow could speed us up by that much? Because it always amazes me, even when I see it coming. Kind of a shame that water currents are the only weather-related things that really affect the battlefield. After all, this battle seems to be going on during a rather dramatic thunderstorm. Well, you've certainly been getting very intimate with defeat in this game. On to the next enemy officer. How many different notifications do we need for the same guy being beaten? And for those of you paying attention, there are indeed no notable characters from the Asakura here, despite the fact that clan is the reason the Izai and Oda are fighting. Nobody gets the same kind of treatment that Ieyasu had, of just being a unique sprite that isn't playable in this game. Hell, as far as I remember, the Asakura don't even have anyone who says any lines that aren't just the same. Constantly repeating ones we've been hearing since the first mission we went through in this game. The only allied officer who has anything noteworthy to say is Nagamasa. Great! And apparently Nagamasa is getting absolutely no respect from anyone other than his underaged wife! The enemy is just acting as if this whole battle is because Oichi has reached the rebellious stage of her life or something. Seriously, just what is going on with the writing in this campaign? Yeesh. They aren't even trying to make the thunderstorm something that makes the events going on right now feel more dramatic. The music isn't anything notable either. The voice actors are doing the best they can with the material they've got, but they've been given something that just doesn't make this feel like a compelling fight, and the rest of the soundtrack is doing nothing to support them. It doesn't matter if you speak your lines very passionately, if the situation we're in doesn't feel like it has any real impact. And I know this game can pull off tragic storytelling, with the exception of the battle we were forced to lose in Yukimura's Tale. That campaign was compelling even if it was brief. His connection with Shingen, while again brief, still felt firm enough that we understood some measure of his pain when his lord was killed, and how no matter how hard or how well he fought after that event, he was always on the losing side. But here, the only character amongst the Oda that Uichi really feels like she has a meaningful connection to is No. Not her brother, but her brother's wife. It is downright absurd that the Oda clan have one of the biggest concentrations of major characters in this game, but this one former member only has meaningful interactions with one member of her former clan. Oh, that's right, Oichi. Stop focusing on the actual battle and all the people getting killed. You've got to have a conversation with your sister-in-law. Well, I certainly hope you won't be holding anything back. I'd like to think that the Izai and Asakura are at least trying out here. If you're gonna have us surrounded by bodies, can we at least have fought some people in that spot first? Well, good evening, milady. Should we talk about the weather, the corpses, or puberty? Well, sure, you're a late bloomer, Uichi, but don't feel too bad about it. How are you fighting for a different path? All I've seen is that you're smacking people around the same as the times when you fought for the Oda. I'm sorry, but that weapon is not the sort of thing you make any kind of bold declaration with. Right. So beat you down like everyone else we've met so far. I know that this is an action game, but is it really too much to ask that our main character for the campaign have some clear reasons to fight, and some clearly stated goals? Wait, I thought we were gonna have a conversation if we won that fight. It's not like we knocked you unconscious or something. Have you passing words of advice, please? Yeah, bloody perfect. Uichi is feeling a little abandoned by the one person she thought she could rely on. I thought we were already charging at the Oda. And just why in the hell would you start thinking of a truce in the middle of a battle? I'm sorry, but this just doesn't feel like it's adding up at all. Right, so we just beat down Oichi's future husband without a single bloody word. Even if he wasn't going to be someone important in this game, can we at least have had a bit of dialogue to show the two know each other? Right. Two new batches of enemies out of nowhere, and the only person who can react to either of them is Oichi. The Izai Asakura force is really starting to feel like one of the dumbest armies we've fought for in this game. and considering the Battle of Nagashino and how Katsuyori screwed the pooch, Samurai Warriors 2 had better do a better job with this particular conflict, because this is downright garbage. Okay, only just noticed the very odd design of that bridge. So it connects to 3 sides. There's a random dead end, and for some reason doesn't feel like the centerpiece of this battle. Shit. There's literally nothing stopping these guys from getting to the camp. Why are we even worried about the camp anyway, when we didn't even leave anybody named back there to coordinate anything? Still, at least we have this small mercy that the game doesn't care if anyone other than the specified officers enter the damn camp. You guys had better be able to get into the enemy main camp by the time we run all the way over there. After all, you made an all-out charge on the bastards, and while our numbers seem very depleted from the mindless charge, we've managed to cut down plenty of the enemy as well. Oh, it could possibly be because you're on the player's side, and you're completely helpless against enemy officers when that's the case. Is it wrong that I'd prefer our guys were about even with the enemy, instead of completely incapable of taking them on in the moment someone with a name, not even a distinctive face, decides to get in their way? And now that we've gotten a possibly failable objective to beat the enemy's leader before an invisible timer hits you out, you gotta be kidding me. Because apparently winning the battle on our own and clearing everyone else out isn't enough for anyone to acknowledge the little girl is able to change the tide of battle with ease. I'm sorry, but how is beating Nobunaga personally within a certain time limit gonna have a different effect from just wiping out his army and taking him down at our leisure, assuming he doesn't run away? Our character's motivations are not suitably explained here, and the battle we're currently going through is happening just for the sake of it happening. Really? You shouldn't fight him because you're family? I'm sorry, but other than blood relations, I haven't seen anything that should make fighting Nobunaga give you any emotional turmoil. How many times so far in this game has one of our bodyguards fallen? Why is it I feel absolutely nothing when someone who follows us into every stage of a battle ends up getting killed or at least knocked out until the next battle? I seriously can't tell how much of this is just my complaints about the storytelling at the moment, and how much is the still lingering feeling that I just plain don't like the look and attitude of our current player character. She is just way too happy-go-lucky, despite the fact that she apparently doesn't like the fact that her brand new husband and the brother she barely interacts with have declared war on each other. And that does it. Another battle won, for whatever that's worth at any rate. Hard to call it folly when we beat your army with ease and sent you packing. I'm sorry, am I supposed to feel worried about that? At the very least, she doesn't seem worried about it. And that's kind of a disconnect.